What's up? Welcome to Happy Hour. We're at Dave Navarro's house.
How are you?
No format again. We're going to start bullshitting. We're just going to start talking. We're here today at painting Dave's house. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Where do we start, man? There's so much shit. What are we doing right now? So we're painting your house.
I was gonna say, like, this is a dream come true because I stumbled across all the structures you do. These massive, color play on these structures, and I was just so awe-inspired by them, and I kept coming back to them and kept looking at them and kept studying them.
For me, the bigger the better. Like,
I think
like
so too.
to cover total shit. Like I just like paint the world kind of thing, you know.
And I think what is this thing?
A scissor lift?
Yeah, this scissor lift. I think is as soon as that comes out, we're not going small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that thing insists on big. But
you guys notice the pool's very blue right now. Some blue paint minus squirts in the pool. I don't know.
I think it looks great. I'm not worried about it. But the interesting thing about watching this, if you don't mind me commenting on it, is so you've been here 2 days, and initially when he first started working within a half an hour, I was like, yes, it's fucking perfect. I love it. And then he came back through again, and I was like, oh, that's even better. I love that. Okay, don't stop.
He told me I destroyed it 6 times so far.
Yeah. So there were 6 different moments where I was like, it's perfect. And he comes back again, and every time it's better. So
we have a couple more passes too, but we'll get it.
No, but it's blown me away watching the process, and I think it's so great that every time you go back and add more texture and add more layer and then more depth, which actually creates a lot of depth and a lot of just different dimension within the color itself. I would like you to come back and add a layer every week. Awesome.
We could do that. How'd you get in art? Like, were you always an artist or into art or?
Yeah. Well, my dad, when I was growing up, my dad was senior vice president of Gray Advertising.
Okay.
So he was an executive, but he was also creative. So I grew up around drafting tables, and I grew up around lecture set, the rub off the letters.
Yeah.
My real attraction to arts began in the 80s when I was on tour. Jane's Addiction was kind of an art band, so we always wanted to push the
100%.
envelope. We were influenced by artists. We were influenced by musicians and visual artists, going back to Toulouse-Lautrec. That was a big, he was a favorite of ours.
Yeah.
And so a lot of our art inspirations were really early classicists, when you got into the Vienna Secession with Klimt and Kokoschka and Sheila. And then we spent so much time touring the world that I got to see every museum there is. Yeah. By the time I was 18. So and so actually I went to the Vatican late 80s, actually saw the Pope speak. And then while I was there in Rome, so you go to the Vatican, there you got the Sistine Chapel. Yeah. One of the world's, most, sought after piece to go view. And I shit you not, half of the people that were there had mirrors because they didn't want to lift their heads up to look at the ceiling.
Really?
Yeah. So they waited in line. They were there. They got all the way to Rome. They got all the way into the Vatican. Got in the Sistine Chapel. Got there and just pulled out a mirror. Yeah. Fucking wild, man. Wow. And so my introduction was pen in hand and creatively working on stuff was with my dad when I was really young. Then when the band started happening, I applied those tools to making flyers. Yeah. So that was when we had to hand out flyers and hope someone liked you and didn't just, you know what I mean? It wasn't a post on Instagram. You had to hand it to somebody and look at them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was actually... Well,
Rick Clayton, the suicidal flyers, those are hot now. People are like, I got original.
Sure. Yeah, the original ones. And so what I would do is I would make them at the ad agency. Yeah. I'd Xerox them, and I'd go out
thousands of those.
and just go out and hand them out, and that's when the visual component of working on something and crafting something and then handing it out to people on the street was an idea, because it wasn't just a band at this point. It was an art thing,
lifestyle.
It was a lifestyle, but it was also, we were heavily influenced by the arts.
Yeah.
So
I know a couple Perry, he has a nice art collection, So you guys were all in art, the whole band, pretty much, Yeah, we Eric Avery and I spent a lot of times in museums, and
I don't know Perry's collection all that well, but when I started collecting, it had to be late 80s, early 90s. My house is more, and we'll take a look if you like, but it's more eclectic because I just don't have one mood. I don't have one, you know, I don't, I'm not going to want to see the same thing every day, and so now I'm in an environment where I don't. And so what I was going to get at was, as a collector in the late 80s, early 90s, I started buying, you know, works that I would, you know, I was a fan of the artists, a lot of long dead artists, and, you know, it became kind of...
Did you start with dead artists? Did you start with dead artists?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And I will say it, back when I started, the prices I were paying at this point were fucking insane. But like nobody was selling Basquiat for what they selling it for now.
Right.
You know, in 96.
Yeah.
So
you can get the original Swatch watches and shit, and like now it's like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Again, I remember when those came out.
Yeah.
And I passed on it. I was like, but I do have the herring chalk subway drawing in there.
We're finally getting some notoriety, and you know, people like Banksy brought us to the forefront. Shepard, all these guys, we're finally getting notoriety as being alive. You know, that's pretty cool. I think that's really special about graffiti art and street art. The fact that a younger generation is into art now. So we did the Mocha show, and we had the #1 grossing whatever people come to visit the show. And it was a young generation, and now you know the Obama poster from Shepard.
Yeah.
We speak to young generations, back into art. So it has been 100 years since young generations were into art. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, and I've noticed that over my period of being more and more involved with, you know, living artists, modern artists, and also I really gravitated towards street art even as a kid. Yeah. And we can get into that if you want to. But
for sure.
There's a magnitude of stuff to talk about in all this because the art scene to me now is where I'm at. Yeah. Anyway, you know, I'm not talking to gallery guys. You know, I'm going on midnight mission.
Is it an art scene or is it just a lifestyle again? So that's.
I think it's a lifestyle for me, but it's also a scene in terms of like the community.
Right.
There is a community.
Well, everyone knows each other.
Everyone knows each other, and it's by and large pretty supportive.
Yeah, we're sitting around a bunch of artists here right now.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the point I'm making. And
everyone knows someone knows someone. It's like an inner circle again. Like when punk rock started, when graffiti started, it was an inner circle, and you're in the circle and cool. And it's like, I was in the circle, so I love it. But like, you know, it's great.
And we came early on from the fringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The band did, and I liked it. I missed it. I missed the fringe, you know what I mean? And it's why I took off all like public. I don't have any public
social media.
Yeah, no social media. I'm just
really.
No, I just don't. I'm not interested in that. And I just want to kind of take my life back over and just enjoy what I'm doing. And it's been killer, but the community that I found here is way more supportive.
Right.
Than any other. It's less competitive. I know it is competitive, but it's less competitive out there.
It's competitive in a good way. Like, you know, it's like we want to push each other further.
Inspiring. As opposed to like competitive.
No one's like cutthroat and like trying to get over.
I remember being a kid and seeing the Robbie Canal posters.
Yeah. Oh, so okay.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Man, he is to me the first street artist.
I was gonna say I feel the same way.
Not graffiti artist, but street artist. It was him.
So you think it's like cornbread, Robbie, and then the rest is history?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm a little critical on some street artists, not all street artists, but they don't have the skills a lot of times. Mm-hmm. It's a social media thing.
Yeah.
Like, what can I get a post from? I'm like, fuck that.
Yes.
But I saw Robbie, I'm like, holy shit. When I saw the real paintings, I'm like, holy shit.
In person?
They're this thick, bro.
We'll go take a look at one. I have one.
You're like, this dude can fucking paint his ass off.
Back in those days, like you had your graffiti areas that were bad neighborhoods, and like there was a lot of tagging everywhere. Yeah. But Robbie with his posters and everywhere. They were in Beverly Hills. Because they looked
Compton, like they were everywhere.
He took advantage of them looking like they're supposed to be there.
But it's the electric boxes and everything.
Yeah.
Perfectly framed.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do shit like this. It was like
no. And so that's, to me, when I was like, oh my God, so you can just take to the city and have your own message.
When was the catalyst? So you said, all right, now I'm a fan, now I'm going to do it. Now
that was just, man, I think that was just, it evolved through collecting and just going out with people. And, I would see things in the street and I would want them in my home.
Yeah.
So that's what really started happening, as I'd be like, well, what looks great about this thing is that it's imperfect, it's on the fucking structure, it's architecturally a part of this place.
Yeah.
And it is making a statement, it has something to say, and I wanted that environment in my house.
Right.
So I started, along with the other artwork that I've collected, then I started reaching out to friends and people I knew in the street world.
So you're making kind of a time capsule, right? So I remember briefly talking to you, and you said this house is kind of a time capsule of what you see happening, and you said you might move to X, Y, and Z. But you're like, I'm gonna keep this house kind of as like your gallery, museum, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting, right?
Yeah, what I really like is because we're living in one of the most unpredictable eras that anybody could ever see coming.
Yeah.
And if I could have a time capsule and make this house kind of have the vibe and the feeling of this era, think about it. If I could walk into the home of what was going on during the Nixon era, during Watergate, and walk around and look at.
If I could see Nixon with Elvis,
do you know what I mean?
I give a laugh nut and be like, I just want to like.
But I mean, like, just like to be able to touch that physically and have it physically breathing in front of you. And so I started.
You see that movie, by the way?
Which one?
Nixon and Elvis.
I didn't see that one.
So good.
Because I'm such a Watergate fanatic. I can only see him in that light.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm a political.
Elvis is like, I got a gold-plated gun. Like.
Do you want to see that Robbie Canal I was talking about?
Yeah, let's go. I want to see a lot of your shit.
Okay.
So let's just
shoes up. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, because we're killing it on time. And by the way, pan up on this thing. Let me see what your shot looks like.
The military showed it.
That fucking looks good. Are there people talking a bunch of shit already?
Oh yeah, all types of shit.
Really?
You got all kinds of people saying hi to you.
Oh, that's nice. Sick backdrop. I'm gonna have Mr. Brainwash come in and do some fucking rad.
Brainwash's gonna hook it up for me. Thanks, Terry. You see the pool? It's very blue. Very blue.
I do, but there's a blue light that's happening. It's working. So here. This is the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the first one. So that's like, there were two. I think he did two of these, and when he did the contradiction posters. Yeah. And those were the first ones I saw.
Yeah, Oliver North and
yeah. That whole time.
Yeah.
So that's the original Robbie Canal. And I wish you guys could see close enough, but like the layers.
The texture is amazing.
Yeah, it's like
he takes tubes. He takes it's tubes, right?
Yeah. And it's like Francis Bacon. Like, oh, dude, you want to see the fucking weirdest thing? This is the best. This dude his name is Heinrich from Europe.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
I just noticed the hand on this piece of the cement.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That guy is. Fuck. His name will come to me in 2 seconds.
But that was like just that. I was sitting there.
Michael Reeder.
But it's like one of the things you look at, you don't pay attention, and also you're like, oh shit, that's cement. Like,
yeah, and he does these on a mural scale. Like,
really?
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up right now and make sure. But this is all just the regular texture of the sculpture. I mean, of just the poured cement. And this is where he lightly came in and started to add texture and dimension and make it work. So you can't really tell. He's one of my favorite guys.
And guys, if you look around this house, he is the quintessential rock star. This is like the epitome of like the decor is fucking beyond the art. He got the rock star vibe, and then he put art everywhere.
The purple bat wallpaper.
Dude, it's fucking. I can't show you everything. Let's fucking do it.
Like, here's him, and he'll do them like, fucking massive. He's really great. Yeah. I'll send you a link. Here's your piece that I still haven't hung quite, right?
Yeah.
Now I need to install an art light, but you know what?
It's crooked.
Yeah, I had to put a cleat on the back of it because
Yeah.
you know you have that beam that goes across, but it's not straight with the image.
You want a neon ring on it?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Let's put a neon ring on it. Well, tell me where it's gonna go. It's gonna be here.
It's gonna move out a little, and then I was gonna install a light to aim down.
No,
at
let's
it.
put a neon ring.
Yeah, I think it's a really, it's a much better idea. And then hang it probably. But look at the paint on this fucking thing. So I think this is oil, and it's still wet.
So Jeff Koons Play-Doh, have you seen that at the Getty?
No.
So there was a show for Play-Doh, the soccer, the whatever. So he delivered tons of Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, oh, it's funny as fuck. But it never cracked. I wonder how he did it. Same as this. I'm wondering why this never cracked. It's crazy.
I mean, but just the fucking layer. Like, if you can get on the side of this thing and look at how far off it's sticking out. So that's still wet. I mean, that's fucking.
That's on the window up there?
That is La Pietà. That is just a.
Is it on the window?
Yeah, stained glass.
I was like, dude, because you can't get that light like
Yeah, I love that. Here's
Did you have more art than last one was here?
I don't know. You know, this guy, Chaz, over here on the
Seattle.
yeah.
Love Chaz.
This one.
Good friend of mine.
Took a long time to get him in here.
It's good for mine.
It wasn't easy.
He's the original. He's man. I can't say enough about this guy. He's OG.
Yeah, I
but
know.
he'll talk to you about like, fuck college. We're not OGs. He'll talk to you about Pachuco writing in the '40s with tar. Like he's like that dude's the man, And you got the sweater, whatever.
Well, he hadn't pulled that stencil out in many, many years.
Yeah, that's
And he was resistant.
What's it called? Right there.
I
don't know which one that is.
But
Mr. Logie.
He resisted it.
Mr. Lucky.
He resisted it, but I was like,
But
I just stayed on.
what a great guy, right? So
And his wife, the two of them, was
awesome.
the best.
So at the hotel, I curated a hotel and gallery. So they did his birthday there one night, and then his show there the second night. We did 2 nights with Chaz. Amazing. I can't say enough about that guy.
Yeah, he's incredible. And then, so that's some of the pieces like on the walls. This is a little drawing by Basquiat.
Really?
When I got this, I want to say I paid $3,000 or $4,000, something like that for it.
I'll give you $5,000 right now.
You know how fucking easy it is to make $1,000. No problem. But I mean, like, they were just like, do you like Basquiat? I was like, yeah. And they're like, and I go, well, it's
What's it mean, that 10 ton live?
well, I would imagine, see, that's
Up to the-
up to the interpretation, but being a junkie and smoking a lot of tar heroin on tinfoil, I figure,
And then you have lead feet later.
well, you have lead feet later or lead, it'll kill you.
Yeah,
And
10
so-
car lead, 10 car.
So, that's kind of where I got from it.
I mean, not that I just.
Oh, dude, I got cornbread. Dude. This is really nice. This is Al Diaz right here.
Yeah.
And that was cool to get him out here. He's a really good friend of mine.
So this is the area we're going to do in the beginning, right? Outside.
Yeah, these 3 panels. Which would have been cool to be
That's so cool.
to be encompassed by it. And so, like, I'll anything like that, if I have a door like this, and I have a friend that's free humanity, I'll give him the door, and he can meet me at that door. Everybody is really super clean.
What's this at there?
The pussy Illuminati.
Illuminati. Maybe there is the Illuminati after all, huh? I spoke too soon. You're taking over just
Who did
fine.
this?
That's an artist from Canada named Miss Me.
Really?
And she'll do these massive paints all over the street. But
Scratches too?
her,
So she wheat paints and paints over?
no, dude, look at that. These are cut pieces
Oh,
of
shit.
paper. I don't want to give away any trade secrets, but you know what I mean? Like she is a legit with the blade.
So that's kind of shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're gonna wheat paste, should fucking do it. Like,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Like, or have talent like Robbie Canal. Just.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
layer of talent that I don't have. I can convey ideas, but I can't You know what I mean? That's her too.
Really?
Yeah. And then,
It's like the fucking.
what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Meg. She did that.
Right?
Yeah, the girl.
We should talk to her.
Yeah, we'll talk to her.
Yeah, that's one's awesome.
Yeah, we just hit these big one night little panels. The skull?
Hers.
Oh, the guitars. Yeah, these are all different special, particular items that were either gifts. So the one on the far right was given a new SD by.
Oh, so he's an art fan.
Yeah, he does art on his guitar.
Yes, I was gonna.
Yeah,
He wanted to paint his driveway.
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Duh, I'm gonna text him a picture of this. I'll just be like, man.
It was like he wanted it chalked. I was like, I was waiting until he gets into it. Like,
No. I'll convince him. So yeah. So those are all just different. Some of them are sentimental. Some of them are old, super old Jane's Addiction guitars.
Do you play with them or just the collection? Yeah, you still playing?
I just grab them when I'm in a rehearse. I don't have a lot of music stuff at home, as you notice, because I don't. It's like I don't want to bring work home with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Yeah, no,
It's weird. It's like it would feel like I'm an accountant bringing home and a calculator.
I went through that phase. I wanted a studio outside of the house, and now I'm completely changed. I'm like, everything's gonna be art around me.
Yeah.
Chick's like, what are you doing? I wake up at 3 in the morning, go in the studio. I'm like, I just have to do this 3 strokes. I don't know. I decided to do the 3 strokes.
Yeah. Let's go downstairs, and then Bleck. There's the master.
Yeah. Did you get that from Brian?
Yes.
Nice.
Shout out, Brian.
I don't know where Brian is. It should be here.
But if you notice, there's a registration mark on it. Do you see that X?
No.
You see under the magazine of the shotgun?
Oh yes. Yeah.
I love it. And then
Play piano at all?
What's that?
Do you play piano?
I do. And then here's like some of the the more your basic stuff. Like here's the did you guys see this one? And then you are outside. But the Hamilton. Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
You didn't chase that one?
Now I got it from a private collector. It's part of 2 doors. You can see spatters of blood there. That's fucking. I mean, just like. But this guy to me was the most haunting.
Dude, that's
The most haunting like street artist of his time, like especially in New York in the '80s.
and he came like his notoriety really came kind of recently, right? So
Yeah.
Chase Howard, I think they bought his whole collection. They did some recently.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But like he was like the man, but he was like whatever. No one talked about him. And all of a sudden, if you got one,
what happened is he died.
Yeah.
Like 2017 or something like that. But he, back in those times, in those days in New York, do you know those streets back then, right? In the 80s, like so. Think about how gnarly those days were, and then like running across one of these while you're wherever you are in the city, Alphabet City.
I hitchhiked from Uni High.
Yeah.
I hitchhiked to New York over summer to paint trains.
Mm-hmm.
So Kenny Sharp, Herring, all things like that. I saw that shit. And it's pretty. I met a lot of. I was lucky to meet a lot of those people. I saw that shit. And I wish I would just grab some shit.
Did you see the chalk drawings and stuff?
Oh, bro! I saw like.
Yeah, there's one here.
Oh yeah. See, that's yeah.
And this is super cool. Shepard made this for me, just for my band. He did.
Dude, I need one. I'm gonna call Shepard. That's dope.
Yeah, he. But that's the only one.
Some of my favorite bands, Chili Peppers, Jane's Addiction, they're so LA to me. Like they're just so LA. And then,
Also, like you said earlier, outside, it's like it was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Street lifestyle, word of mouth,
So
underground.
every song I heard, I was like, I'm in children. Like, I lived that. Like, everything. And I saw the pain, agony, and then triumph.
Yeah.
And all different songs. I felt it. Like, I was like, besides Led Zeppelin is my, I don't know why, but like, that's my biggest influence in the world, Led Zeppelin.
I would say they're close for me, but Pink Floyd might just tip it over this one hair for me.
I get arguments with like Zeppelin, Stones, and Pink Floyd. I'm like, Zeppelin.
Oh no, Stones don't have the range. They don't have the sonic range.
I'm not a musician. That's what I said. Like,
Well, I just feel like the Stones don't touch on the rainbow of emotion that those other two bands do.
it's all from New Orleans, right?
They do what they do great. I don't know.
Levy Breaks, like I'm from New Orleans, so Zeppelin, Levy Breaks. Oh, they're talking about my hometown, like everything. And then I saw interviews and like talk about how New Orleans was so influential. And they're talking about like I don't know, Money March. And they're talking about so many people that they go, we're just trying to do the blues. I'm like.
Someday I'm gonna send you a link. I'll send you a link tonight of some of the songs that they lifted.
Yeah.
The original one, like the original Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Is an acoustic guitar and some weird dude singing like really dark words.
Yeah.
And it's fucking weird. And then,
Well, they were in, Alice or Crowley.
oh yeah, they were in
You
the
bought the
Crowley Magic.
And so Travis Barker's doing the next happy hour, right?
Okay.
I go, dude, I just want to do one bar trick on him, like Moby Dick. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We can do it. He goes, I can teach you how to play that, but you still want to play drums. Like, I'm like, cool, that's all I need. Like, play that once in a walkway.
Which trick?
No, I wanted to learn Bonham Moby Dick. I just want to learn that one song. You know?
That's a lot of drums to learn on that
Travis like, I can teach you to play anything, but doesn't mean you can play the drums.
He doesn't know how to play the drums. He's gonna sit there doing triplets.
Yeah, but it's probably there might be something a little more in your comfort zone. Where you take that fucker
He has the
on?
drums and just doesn't know how to.
I think he's trying to make me feel good. Like,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
that's awesome. That'll be cool. Let's go outside because I'd like to light one up. How are we doing on time?
About 11 minutes.
Occasional weird.
About 8 minutes. They're probably watching it
The
themselves.
thing is, this is a John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, you have one of those?
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is, what do you tell them?
Well, that's there was a famous serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, and
They made him stop selling them. Cause
yeah. So he started cranking these out in prison. He found a bunch of designs that he liked. He was just cranking them out, and this one was a gift from Anton LaVey to Marilyn Manson to me. So there's a long lineage of evil. It comes from a long line of evil, my friends. Yeah, it's a finished meal. But so, yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Would you have to get a measurement, or how does that work?
I have to take it. I'll take it to the own shop.
Or you'll take it out here? I don't know if I want it out of here. Yeah, this is just my little garage. You can see there's wrist up there.
You have the Adams family?
That's the one.
I'm a huge pinball guy. I have like, do we have 7 or 8 machines? We have? I don't know. Yeah.
There is a never-ending wormhole of vintage video gaming documentaries and YouTubes
Yeah.
that'll just like
Yeah.
take you back to that age. Isn't that the shit?
No. I love pinball. Like,
Yeah, that was my first. Well, yeah, because you remember when film Tommy came out?
Yeah.
So they combined the Who and
Yeah.
pinball. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
There's Psy right there that you're coming up on.
Check this out.
And then there's Giz over
Look at this.
there.
Third rail.
Don't distract from the important early.
Third rail. Like, I was amazed when I saw that.
Go burn one. Are you guys wrapping it up now anyway?
Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Hey, right here, let's wrap it up before you get back into the cloud. Come here. Hey, Hank, come sign them off.
We're gonna sign out. Let's go talk to Chef Mike and sign out. That's it. Mike, we're gonna eat.
Good time. Happy hour with Riz.